I can't believe it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I say I can't believe it because it's like summer is right around the corner. Things are starting to warm up.
We're almost there.
And before you know it, we will be heading up north to the Upper Peninsula and to Munising, Michigan. You are there, the president of the Munising CVB, and we can't wait to get up there this summer.
Yeah, I mean, we're really looking forward to a busy summer. We are looking forward to people being able to move around more now.
Yeah, and when you're up north in the UP, you can move around.
Yeah, there's a lot of free and open space to move around, which was, I think, one of our big draws last year. You could come up here and you could go outside and be safe and do things kind of, in an isolated way and still get out of your house.
Right. Yeah, you still what a night and day it's going to be, right? Last summer
Right.
versus this summer.
Yes, I think everyone, not just me, I think everyone's very hopeful, going into this summer. I think we're all kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel at this point, and we're really looking forward to that.
Well, Munising, I think people have this relationship with them. They either have been coming up for years and they want to do all the pictured rocks. They want to do all the things that tourists do and travelers to the area. Then you have those that I would think I was there as a kid, haven't been there in a while, but it seems like that's where a lot of people are going. And then you have those that are like going, I've never been there, right?
Right. Yes, absolutely. So there is three very distinct groups. When we used to go to travel shows, those are literally the responses we would get, either, oh, my family's been going there since I was 3, or, you know what, that really does, it looks pretty. I didn't know that was in Michigan. I'd love to go, and then you get the third group of people that are pictured. What is that? That's a thing. There's national lake shores. I didn't know that was a thing. And it's like, yeah, it's a thing.
Well, on today's podcast and video, we're going to cover all the things happening in Munising because I think it's worth your time. I mean, if you're listening or watching right now, it is worth your time to discover not only Munising, the entire Upper Peninsula of Michigan, if you've never been there, right? But Munising offers something that some of the other regions of the Upper Peninsula don't offer. You're centrally located, easy to get to from the bridge, right on Lake Superior, these awesome scenic views. I think that if you're making your first trip to the UP and you land in Munising, you may not go anywhere else.
Thank you. We like that. But, I feel as if, like you said, Munising is very centrally located. So we have a plethora of things to do here. We have beautiful sandy beaches right on Lake Superior. Of course, we have Pictured Rocks, which is our big draw. It's one of only 4 national lake shores in this whole country. And then we have many waterfalls. We have tons of hiking, mountain biking trails, but then on top of it, let's say you manage to do all of it in 4 days. You are a very, very active person. You have been hiking for 12 hours a day and you think, hey, I want to do something else. We are centrally located. And within an hour to 2 hours of us, you're going to be able to hit most of the other major sites and things to do within the Upper Peninsula, which is something that a lot of people do on their vacation, is that they will come, they will stay in Munising, they will do stuff here for 3 days, something like that. And then for their 4th, their 5th, their 6th day, they'll go over to Sault Ste. Marie and go to the Soo Locks. They will go to Cori-Ann Falls or Oswald's Bear Ranch. They will head towards Marquette. Marquette has a ton of great little breweries and restaurants, and a lot of people like to go up there. There's Lake and Inland, and there's a variety of things that you can do from here that aren't just things to do in Munising.
And you have Christmas nearby.
We do. We have Christmas. It's a mile from here. It's Christmas year round there.
Well, I know we're going to cover a lot of things today, and we really appreciate people tuning in. First of all, let's get to the Pictured Rock cruises because it's what people know about the area. Can you kind of explain it to people and let them know what to expect?
Oh, absolutely. So the Pictured Rocks cruises is the cruise that takes you along the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. People hiking in Pictured Rocks is beautiful. The hike is gorgeous, but you cannot get the full breadth of Pictured Rocks without getting on the water. And the best way to do it, and the most accessible way for many people, is to take a Pictured Rocks cruise. You get on the cruise, it's about a 3-hour cruise. It's going to take you right down the coastline. You're going to see the waterfalls that flow into the lake. You're going to see all the various formations, and you're going to hear the history of a lot of them. You're going to go by some of the really iconic lighthouses in the area, like the East Channel Lighthouse on Grand Island that, they pull almost right up to it. So you can get beautiful pictures of that. It is by far and away the number one thing that people do come here to do, is take that cruise.
And on that cruise, it sounds like it's pretty accessible. So if you have someone with mobility issues or little kids, it sounds like it's something that anyone can enjoy.
Absolutely. And that is the beauty of the Pictured Rocks cruise, is it is very accessible. If you have, like you said, somebody who can't go hike for 3 hours or kayak for 6 hours, anyone can do a Pictured Rocks cruise. They are wheelchair accessible. They do have attendants who will help your wheelchair bound person get onto the boat, get off of the boat. They have golf carts that they will drive people who are a little more physically challenged around. They will accommodate people's needs.
And that's what I love about Munising, is that you can bring the whole family, maybe generations, right? Where everyone's just a little different level of getting around. But you could also do it with just kids or just you and your friends, right?
Absolutely. So, all these various different levels of abilities and activities are available in the area, from the very active, very outdoorsy person to the person who is very, is very into photography, but, is not as active, is not as physically fit. They can also enjoy and see everything in the area. And there are a variety of ways to do so.
You mentioned the photography. There are some stunning photos that I have seen posted over the years from Munising and Pictured Rocks. You must like every day go like, oh, that's a keeper, and then the next day it's like, oh, that's also a keeper, right?
It is. It's a problem. I have a file in my Dropbox that's basically, it takes up the majority of the space in my Dropbox, and it's just pictures that we have gotten from various people. They've sent in to us, or we've seen them on Instagram and we've contacted them and said, hey, this is a really nice photo. Can we possibly share this on social media? That type of stuff. Pictured Rocks, there's a reason. I mean, it is picture perfect. And that's our tagline for the Visitors Bureau, is picture perfect, because Pictured Rocks are something that you see it and people don't believe that it's here. People don't believe this is in Michigan. This is in Michigan. Yes, it's in Michigan. It's in Upper Michigan, because it's very similar geographically to like the Grand Canyon, as far as the beautiful sandstone, the colors. But then you don't have this dry desert below it. You have beautiful Lake Superior, which comes in deep blues and aquas, and it is stunning.
Well, we also mentioned the fact that you might want to come with like a girlfriend's weekend or with other couples, or just maybe you and your significant other, because there is kind of a downtown scene, and there's some great restaurants, and you have local beer, right? Breweries.
Absolutely. So, in the past several years, like a lot of the rest of Michigan, Munising has gotten a couple new breweries. We have East Channel Brewery, and then we have By George Brewery. Both of them are very good. They both have very different products. So you could do both of those. We have a new bar being built right now. I do not have the name of it yet. It has not been released, but it is going to be completely and totally remodeled, and that's kind of more, like you said, an adult thing that you can do. Then we have Upper Peninsula Inspired, which is a winery in the area. They are right downtown. They carry products from all wineries around the state of Michigan, and they have wine tastings and that type of thing, and they are wonderful there as well. And then we've had multiple restaurants pop up over the past several years to accommodate everyone's needs. People came here and people saw opportunity, and so they jumped on it. So we have all these young entrepreneurs who are from the area, and it's provided the ability for them to open these restaurants and to have these businesses by having people come visit here. We have Taco Primo, which was built in the last couple of years. We have EJ's Dine and Dash, which was really done in the last year or so. We have a Border Grill being built right now. We have, I'm trying to think here, we have a Gallery Coffee Company, which now does carry some food. We have Tracy's, which is our farm to table fine dining establishment here in Munising. and those are the newer ones. And of course, we have the mainstays. We've got Foggies, we have Buckworm, we have Dog Patch, which everybody loves. And those are, of course, still there. But we do have all these new ones springing up as well. We have a couple food trucks that are going to be in the area this summer. We have Toby's Doghouse, and then we have another one that is going to be opening up right on Superior Street. So
that's just amazing, because you mentioned how the UP really it's an older area, right? I mean, it just exudes of kind of like the history of Michigan, right? And sometimes
Absolutely.
some pockets, are like that, where just things never change. But Munising, like some of the other towns, like Marquette, has that entrepreneurial spirit where you see this, where young people are coming in and investing in the community. So I think that's cool. Great restaurants to come to.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very proud here in Munising of, in the last 10 years, how many new businesses have sprung up and how many people have kind of stepped up to the plate to serve the needs of these people that are coming here. And it has allowed them to make a life and remain here as a young person. It allows people to stay in this area and have jobs that are lucrative enough where they don't have to go elsewhere. Tourism has been amazing for this town. It is the #1 industry in this area.
Let's talk a little bit about lodging. I know we talked about that on a previous podcast, but you really do have a little bit for everyone, right? You have some hotels there if you want to stay in a hotel. You want to go camping or campgrounds, you can do that. Cabins,
Yeah.
you have everything.
We literally do have everything. So there are several hotels in the area. Actually, there is 16 hotels to be exact. There's one that is just finishing being built. It's the new Comfort Inn and Suites. It's on the waterfront. So that's another new waterfront hotel, and it's, a larger hotel, so it will accommodate more people. We have a variety of different cabins and apartments and Airbnbs that are available. That's right available on Airbnb, VRBO, those types of things. And then campgrounds. We have expanded this, well, not we, the city has expanded the campground. There is a couple new campgrounds being put in, and from everything from rustic, very rustic camping where you have a fire ring, that is it. There is no hookups, to full hookup for the larger RVs. And so all these things are, again, being developed because there's a demand there. So it's allowing people to come in and do these businesses and make them successful.
I can't remember, on the last podcast, you recommended a campground, and I got online to look, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is looks like a heavenly place. What was it called?
It might have been the actual tourist park.
It was
So
south of town, I thought.
Yep, Munising Tourist Park is right on Lake Superior. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, every site is within maybe 100, 150 feet of the lake. They have a beach right there. And it's a gorgeous campground. Recently, Pictured Rocks RV park was built. That is a little bit past Christmas, and that is everything's full hookup, which was very much needed because we do see a lot of RV traffic coming through nowadays. And then there's a KOA, which is a franchised, as we all know, campground. It is locally owned, but there is a franchise there, and that is also RV. They have some cabins, they have some tents, those types of things. So, and then there is one coming in this year that is, like I said, very rustic, but is probably going to be absolutely beautiful and peaceful up there. I believe it's 16 sites. It's Fort Superior Campground. That is being built right now, actually.
Well, I cannot wait to come up there this summer and do some camping in the beaches. Of course, we spent a lot of time last podcast talking about the beaches, because I want to go and just explore a beach, and because you can feel secluded, right?
Absolutely. There are so many beautiful beaches. They're white sand. They aren't all rocky. They're definitely not an area that I would consider busy. And you can go sit down on the beach and be by yourself for whole days. I mean, I've been to the Chapel Beach area just fairly recently. I hiked into Chapel, and I got down there, and I was the only person on that beach for miles. And it was surreal / the most relaxing thing ever. I just got to sit there, hang out, watch Lake Superior. It was beautiful, and anybody can get that experience.
Well, again, folks, if you're just tuning in or kind of going like, okay, who are we talking to again? We're talking to Cori-Ann Cearley. She's the president of the Munising CVB, and we're going through our laundry list of things we can do in the Munising area. One thing I do want to get to before we wrap things up, Cori-Ann, is the waterfalls, because as much as the Pictured Rocks is like the place where people go, right? The amount of waterfalls you can explore right in the Munising area, and just not too far from there either. We talked about the earlier, where you're a good central location to get to some pretty massive and some also intimate experiences.
Yes. So in the Alger County area, which is, within 30 to 45 miles of us, there's 17 waterfalls, within a 30 to 45 minute drive directly in town, or within 10, 15 minutes of us, you're looking at 12 to 13 right there. There are some that are right on the side of the road that are these, pretty little falls. And then you have some that are gorgeous columns of water that drop over sandstone cliffs. You have some that come off of the Pictured Rocks. You have other ones that are more of the stepped waterfalls, where they're kind of coming down and flowing. And then of course, about 60 minutes, about an hour from here is Tequamanon Falls. And I mean, Tequamanon Falls is the biggest river to the east of the Mississippi in the US. It's enormous. It is absolutely beautiful by flow volume. I mean, it is gorgeous. And so those are all available, within an hour of here. Is even, like I said, there's 17 in Alger County, but if you want to go within an hour of here, there's probably more like 30.
Amazing. I can't wait to come and visit. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I'll be up there this summer, I guarantee you. We talked a little bit earlier also about, those that might have some mobility issues. And I know hiking can be tough for some people, but you do have some pretty, easy, accessible hiking trails that work for those that can get around, and kids as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a 4-year-old. Okay. So there's times that I want to go and get outside, but how far is she going to make it before I'm carrying her? And, I don't really want to carry 30 pounds around a trail. So, I've been in those situations too. There are many different trails within the Munising area. There are hiking and biking guides. They lay out the mileage, kind of the difficulty, if there's, major hills, if it's paved, if it's a boardwalk, if it has a gravel, those types of things that are going to tell you what suits your needs and what suits your level of experience with hiking as well. Because I mean, you can do a 40-mile stretch all the way to Grand Marais, or you can do a half a mile and go around the Sandpoint Boardwalk. It's completely and totally enclosed boardwalk, and you just take your kids around there, and that is something that is virtually anyone can do. You can push a wheelchair around the boardwalk, so anyone can do that. Munising Falls is 500 feet. So there's a variety of things that you can do, even if you have physical limitations.
Well, Cori-Ann, all right, I can't wait. I'm gonna be up there soon enough. Is there anything that else you wanted to make people aware of before we sign off here?
On top of the Pictured Rocks and the beaches and the waterfalls, and those are all fabulous. There is also, we have Grand Island, and Grand Island, anywhere else would be the attraction, but because it's here and we already have Pictured Rocks and we already have 17 waterfalls, it kind of falls to the wayside. And Grand Island has beautiful lighthouses. It has some historical burial grounds. It has absolutely gorgeous hiking and biking trail all around the island. It has white sand beaches. It offers rustic camping. It is gorgeous on Grand Island. I personally love Grand Island myself. And so that's another one that people just aren't aware of, or if they are, they're so busy with the other things that they overlook that. And I don't think it's something to be forgotten, because I think it is absolutely a hidden gem.
I'm glad you said that, because I often forget about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Grand Island. So how do you access it? Can you drive your car there? Or do you go by ferry?
There is a ferry to get there. Cars are not allowed on the island. The only vehicles that you will see on the island are the U.S. Forest Service maintenance vehicles, or there is a vendor who may be, driving people over to spots where they drop them with bikes or to hike. That is it. So it's non-motorized for the vast majority, similar to Mackinac Island, but as far as it's not like Mackinac Island. There are no stores, there are no restaurants. So don't go over there thinking you're going to go and sit down and have lunch. You know, Mackinac is amazing for that, by the way. I love that, but that's not what Grand Island is. Grand Island is very rustic. It is for hiking. It is for biking. It is for sitting on the beach, and there are no vehicles except for boats pulling up.
Wow. Well, I will definitely make that a must on my next trip to Munising. Where can people get more information, Cori-Ann? Because I know that they're starting to go, okay, we're going to go this year. And
Right.
how do I get there?
Right, absolutely. If you're looking for information on the Munising area, go to munising.org. There is information about every type of recreation within the area that you could want to do. There are interactive maps. You can request information. You can request a physical printed visitor's guide. You can request brochures, all of those things. Also, when you get to town, if you are still looking for more information, there is an app within the App Store. It's Map and Tour, and you can download the Munising section of that. There is also at virtually every business in the town, there are maps, brochures, and guides that every hotel, restaurant, visitor centers will all have as well.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's good seeing you, and can't wait to see you this summer.
It's good seeing you. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Great talking to Cori-Ann as usual. So, hey, want more information on what's happening? Munising.org, or of course, mlive.com/Michigan's Best. Have a great day, everyone.